Welcome everyone to another edition of the Argentina Brief, a tough one in terms of headlines for the Milei administration, so let's dive straight into it. Argentina's economy grew 4.4% last year, but the recovery is increasingly K-shaped. Energy, mining, agriculture, they're booming, but manufacturing and construction have barely recovered from their 2024 collapse. And retail struggled quite significantly last year, in no small part due to real wages remaining below pre-Milei levels. Milei pushed back on the criticism about this K-shaped recovery this week at the Córdoba Stock Exchange. He argued that when you do structural reforms, you can't expect everything to grow at the same pace. Resource allocation changes, relative prices shift, and that's just the way it works. And Milei touched upon the mining sector, which is awaiting modifications to a glacier protection law, one that's significantly hindered prospects in the sector over the last 15 years. In Milei's words, Chile, with the same Andes mountain range, generates 30 times what we do in the mining sector, all because we've been clinging to extremist environmentalist idiots. Back to the economic data, unemployment ended 2025 at 7.5%, which is above the 6.7% economists had expected, and also above the 5.7% when Milei took office. But the government seems to be taking note of these issues. Short-term rates have collapsed to around 20%, down from over 100% back in October, and that actually puts rates below inflation now, which may get bank lending going again after 2 quarters of bad news on that front. There's always a trade-off in economic policy, and lower rates will make carry trade positions less attractive. So if investors stop holding pesos to buy dollars and the currency weakens, there's more risk on the inflation side of the equation. As I was saying at the beginning, it hasn't been the best week for the Milei administration politically either, with Cabinet Chief Manuel Adorni facing legal investigations over travel expenses, one over a private jet to Punta del Este, Uruguay, and his wife traveling on the presidential plane to New York for Argentina Week. But the investigation is continuing, and a former government ally, Marcela Pagano, has filed a complaint over undeclared assets from Manuel Adorni. So this story isn't going away in the short term. On the markets side, country risk is above 600 basis points amid the Iran crisis, and bonds are yielding over 10% again. The central bank did extend its buying streak above 50 straight sessions, but even so, gross reserves ended the week lower. Debt payments, gold price drops, and dollar deposit outflows all worked against accumulation at the central bank. And finally, on the litigation front, Argentina got a win in its YPF expropriation case in New York, with discovery suspended until the main appeal is resolved. But a $1.8 billion claim was filed in London over GDP-linked bonds. That's the week. For daily coverage, you can follow me at Bloomberg Linea and also La Estrategia del Día podcast, obviously if you speak Spanish.